Welcome to the Business Value Exchange. My name is Helen Beckett. I'm the editor, and very pleased to have me today, Frederic Nze, CEO and founder of Oakam, a startup in the financial services. Welcome, Frederic.
Good afternoon.
We've been talking about the idea of economy on the Business Value Exchange quite a bit this past month, and just the idea of how anyone with a bright idea and some capital can take it to market and convert it into a value through a service, a value proposition very quickly, using digital tools and technology. I wondered if you could please describe the opportunity you spotted.
Yeah, sure. The gap I spotted a few years ago were along two axes. One was the perception of risk by the mainstream player of some type of customer. So we had identified that customers that had a lifestyle that was different from mainstream, either migrants or people that were living at the bottom of the pyramid, were easily excluded from the traditional risk assessment tools. The second gap was about how you could mass customize the delivery of small unit of financial services, so small loans or small savings, etc., small insurance, so the whole world of microfinance.
So just to recap, there's a whole big population of potential customers out there that have been excluded by the traditional banking sector, which you spotted, who are living sort of on what they might deem as the fringes, but and also a way of delivering microbanking. How has technology enabled you to deliver service to these new customers?
Yeah, I think it's important to step back and look at how technology has changed financial service in terms of being able to provide mainstream financial service at a low cost. So from the 70s to around 2000, everything in banking was about using technology for reduction of the cost of transaction and increasing reliability of delivery. So what you've seen with the adoption of credit scorecard, with the adoption of, just a computerization of banking, was transaction costs were getting lower and lower. But as a result of it, the ability to service people that were slightly different was also dropping. So it was cheaper for mainstream finance to have access, but it was becoming more and more difficult to get good service and customized service. So on the high end, high value banking, wealth management, that was still resolved by having people in very posh branches delivering good service to wealth management. But at the bottom end, we saw more and more exclusion. So there was two elements in terms of technology helping us here. One is the ability to deal with different type of data, so moving from the black and white data, which is what you find in credit bureau, to more colorful data around the unstructured data that you can capture through interviews, moving from the what to the why. So what is about why having a default or having a late payment. The why is understanding why this specific customer is paying late these credit line, but he's always paying on time this other credit line. And what the last few years have enabled us to do with increase of computer power and ability to store cheaper and cheaper large masses of data was ability to deal with these colorful data. And this is the first step of what Oakam brought in, is looking at transactional data, social data, and unstructured data. The other side is, sorry, you wanted to jump in?
Well, no, I love that phrase that you use, putting the color into black and white data. So what you're describing is the fact that you can use, big data, social data, unstructured data to really analyze much more precisely the creditworthiness of potential customers and prospects.
So it's all about taking a better decision for these customers that are fairly easily excluded from the traditional scorecard that you have out of credit bureau. The second element has been the fact that delivering microfinance has always been seen as an expensive proposition. So you needed people that were doing the outreach to community. You needed branches at a time where branches were closing in mainstream banking. So this is what you see in a traditional microfinance in sub-Saharan Africa, in India, in South America. But actually, with the distribution of these across the world, smartphones are creating an infrastructure that we can use to start to deliver mass customized services to customers at the bottom of the pyramid. So in the UK, we're talking about roughly 12% of adults that are living at the fringe of banking. But when you go to a country like Costa Rica or Nigeria or Kenya, you're talking more in the 80% that are outside of banking. And this is now the tool to go and gather unstructured data, much richer data that we used to have, but also being able to deliver a much more personalized service and a cheaper service to people at the bottom end.
Frederic, thanks so much for describing this very exciting business that you've grown, which has huge social value as well. So talking about an infrastructure in the pocket, using the mobile for mass customization of a microservice, and bringing colour back into black and white data through big data. So many thanks indeed, and good luck to Oakam.
Thank you very much.